promise. But yes, again, ApolloKage versus Skittles. This is going to be absolutely explosive. And it looks like we're... Oh, I don't know what that was. Oh, is this game one? Okay, we're going into game one. Starting on Town and City.
Yeah, we're on Town and City. Ignore the scores for now. This is game one. Winners semis between ApolloKage and Skittles. Pardon the pun, but ApolloKage is one of the most explosive snake mains that that you might ever see. He goes for some of like the craziest reads, and he'll try to put you in a position to land the fair spike all the time. He wants to make your character explode on the side of the stage like a grenade.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, and as we can see right here, though, he's trying to get some of that explosive game going, but it seems like the only explosive offense here is coming from Skittles. I mean, he's got so much disruption. I mean, Snake does love to build a wall, but he likes to build that wall of projectiles and explosions on characters who kind of struggle to get in. Young Link doesn't need to get in. He's got this amazing boomerang and fire arrow.
Ooh, what a great claim.
Yeah, finding great ways to get in like that, just eliminate stocks. Also, shout out the Black Twins rating with a party of 5. Thank you very much.
The trick for Snake, right, is he wants to set up the wall, and he can set up the wall pretty quick, but he'll struggle with characters who can set up their projectiles faster than him, right? And that's definitely Young Link to a T, right? That fire arrow just comes out so instantly fast. It can be very disruptive to him, but you know what? The ledge trap does not care about how fast you can shoot the fire arrow, because that off tilt is waiting for you when you neutral get up. Good stuff to AK for answering back. Now we are 2 stuck.
Yep, I mean, again, Young Link Skittles here does have a bit of that percentage lead, but it's not a game about percentages. It's a game about stocks. And right now, it is looking a little dangerous, like ApolloKage could be losing their second stock here. Let's see how he can answer back, try to get some of these big hits that Snake has. I mean, he's, as much as these projectiles are so strong, he does have some great boxing tools. It's just a matter of can he get in on Young Link, who also has some pretty decent boxing tools as well, but he's just so much quicker.
Yep, trying to grab that nair on the shield. That is not going to go well for ApolloKage. He's looking for a way to scramble right back, and that's laying these grenades out as a trap. Just he knows that there's going to be some kind of cross-out happening, but the grenade doesn't care. It's just going to explode eventually and really ruin the day of anyone who tried to land an aerial on the same shield.
Oh, yep. So that right there, I believe Rickles kind of coined it, getting the double fire arrows into double fire arrows into the aerial. He kind of coined that as the Tiki Torch, something I haven't seen in a hot minute. But yeah, no, super good stuff. He's got a lot of good pressure going on ApolloKage right now. ApolloKage kind of struggling, bleeding out here, if you will. I don't know what he's got to do exactly, man. Young Link has just been all over him. Skittles just all over the place. Oh, wow, okay.
That was so creative from Skittles. I have never seen someone neutral air dodge in that situation. To the point where I was like, oh, did he just SD? But no, he didn't. He knew he needed the neutral air dodge to get around that Nikita missile. The second time won't work out nearly as well as the first. Just look how persistent that Nikita is.
Yeah,
nowhere to go for Young Link.
That Nikita is definitely one of the better projectiles, especially against opponents on stage who don't have high speed options. But Skittles going to answer right back with that forward air to eliminate that second stock. Now we are on our last stocks here in game one, already off to an explosive start from both players. Let's see who can take that early advantage and take that game one.
Trying to find a slow and steady way down from these platforms here is ApolloKage. Like, because if you misstep one time, you're going to get hit by the fire arrow, and we know how violent that can be. But Town and City offers plenty of time for you to find a way down. Just a way that, especially on this particular layout, you can go to the middle platform, back to the right one, or to the platform whenever you feel like it. But now the final destination portion of this stage might be when Skittles really pushes the issue, and we see that with a dash forward grab.
Yeah, no, I mean, they've been trading a little bit back and forth, but even after like every bit of trade, Skittles seems to find another couple hits in there. So just kind of building up that damage. As you can see the percentages here, and that's actually going to be enough as Skittles finds a way to that forward air, as Snake was at about 129 to end that game one. It didn't look bad for ApolloKage. It's just when you got Skittles who's so ready to jump in and land these aerials and just kind of get these very fast options just flying out of nowhere, it's kind of hard to deal with that with Snake, because he's not necessarily slow, but he kind of struggles with those high speed characters. So I mean, I'll have to see how ApolloKage can answer back in this game too.
I thought you were a little early on the call for that KO, because Snake is heavy in Town City, but it turns out Young Link's forward air just does have that much kill power. Good call on your behalf. I will offer the compliment because I was clearly wrong.
Well, I'm sure that that took a lot for you to compliment me. So
Oh yeah, never admit when I'm wrong. Never. 0% of the time.
No, I appreciate it, but we're gonna be getting into our second game here. We see Battlefield and Yoshi's, the triplats being banned here, as we're gonna be going to Pokemon Stadium 2. This is a good stage for both characters. PS2 has kind of been like the definitive neutral stage for the most part, especially with two very, very, very good characters and very, very, very good players as well. So I think it's a good stage in general. I don't think any player has the immediate advantage, but we'll have to see how ApolloKage is going to adapt some sort of game plan to deal with this blend of like zoning and rushdown that Skittles has been implementing so far.
You know, you said that Stadium 2 is the neutral stage, and yeah, it is the neutral stage, but it's secretly Snake's stage. Let's be real. Snake loves Pokemon Stadium.
Yeah.
And the reason why, mainly, is just being able to do C4 tricks on either of these platforms as you wish, because the platform is the perfect height that the C4 will explode under it in just such a way. It's such a nightmare to fight Snake on the stage. Although the C4 really wasn't too much of a factor in that game 1.
Right.
So I'm wondering if ApolloKage is going to work that in a bit more on this stage.
Yeah, I mean, quite possibly, and I get what you're saying, like, it is secretly a Snake stage, but, like, I think if I was Skittles here, I would probably rather deal with the PS2 that I can at least compete on well enough, rather than dealing with those triplats, which I feel like just becomes even much more volatile for Snake in some instances.
Yeah, as long as it's not FD, really, every stage is a Snake stage. Snake is crazy. But this is the plan, I think, that Skittles has on this Snake stage, right? He is taking all the time in the world to get down from these platforms. And although the one time that ApolloKage does get a very strong hit to the back to knock Skittles away, it was actually almost curtains for him with a Nikita missile. But everyone's living so far in this scramble with the first one.
Let's see what Skittles' game plan is going forward here. I would imagine that ApolloKage is probably going to be looking for that up tilt soon. It's an absolutely lethal option from Snake in general. And I mean, we saw him fishing for it a little bit right there, but Skittles going to be able to knock him off stage, punishing him for even thinking about it, really.
That was such a tricky way for Skittles. Oh, he's fine. It was really tricky for him to get out of that corner situation. Okay, it's actually going to be another tricky corner spot if he can even get away from that Nikita missile. All right, the bomb exploding really offered a new avenue of recovery, and wow, Skittles is so smart with those.
Yeah, no, Skittles definitely is very, very on point with getting that bomb early as possible and then just extending his recovery option. So it's something that he does very often. So I'm not surprised to see it here, and it definitely comes in very handy as he dodged around that Nikita. So
these snake ledge traps are so scary, but Skittles is making it look like simple, like elementary to get around some of these C4s, some of these mortar shots, the Nikita missile. This is really hard stuff that Skittles is pulling off, recovering versus Snake in these spots, and he's living to 170%.
I mean, it's 170 both ways. We're almost seeing 400% on the stage between the two characters. That's how crazy this game is getting right now, but Skittles gonna be able to find that forward air, just blasting Snake across the stage, taking that stock, and ApolloKage answering back with the down air just to take the stock back for himself.
Blow for blow in the early goings of Pokemon Stadium between these two, but I mentioned it, right? Snake, ApolloKage Snake really likes to go for those spikes, and let's just pretend he got the spike instead of that being an SD, and it would have been a way cooler clip, and I would have looked so smart. But the threat of it, like he just went off the stage, and sometimes he just goes for that. It's almost like a Mario spike where you don't fastball at all, you just drift off lazily and do the fair spike.
Right.
It's scary. Skittles crumbled under the pressure a little bit, or maybe it was just a misinput.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, both these guys trying to kind of get these game plan, trying to get these projectile game going, trying to zone the other one out, which is the craziest thing to think about. Because you got this fire arrow, which isn't really explosive, but it does send them straight up, and it kind of creates a big enough disruption in Snake's game plan. And Snake is trying to get all these grenades going all over the place, C4s, all sorts of stuff. It's kind of wild. It looks like an absolute war zone here, as the two of these guys just bringing all sorts of weapons, just trying to kill the other one.
I actually don't know. That up tilt might have killed Young off of that off that side platform. Maybe. Probably not. But there's a chance.
Oh, gonna get the. Oh wow, what an option to go for! He held it for just a little bit longer. We probably could have seen the field break. That was an option for sure from ApolloKage. That was wild. I thought we were gonna see the forward tilt out of that, but you know what? Good stuff on Skittles. Just kind of bunkering down, not letting it get too. Whoa! Wow! I don't know what to say.
I can't believe he loaded in time for that.
Right? That was crazy.
I thought he was still in the air. I was like, is that an up air? No, he just like zoomed straight to the ground. I need to up tilt.
The crazy thing is I don't even know if an up air would have killed anyway, but that up tilt, absolutely lethal. That up tilt alone is a top 20 character in Ultimate sometimes. I swear to God, that move is so ridiculous. But good on ApolloKage, finding a way to even up this set. One apiece right now, so we're going to see what bans are coming from ApolloKage and where Skittles want to go. And it sounds like it might just be going right back to PS2.
Yeah, that was a pretty quick character or a character stage select, so it might just be the run back. I agree with you. Because usually take, you gotta back out, you gotta go into the stage. It takes forever because there's no immediate rematch button, like pretty much every other fighting game that exists in the world. I digress. We are back here on.
But yeah, no, just kind of continue on that. Like you said, though, at the beginning of that game, too, even though this is a good neutral stage for both of them, it is a snake stage, and ApolloKage was making you look like you're a genius.
I wish I was as genius as him, because he's making genius plays with Snake, going for crazy like spikes, going for forward smash, shield breaks, hoping that you'll, or maybe even a shield poke. Who even knows what ApolloKage can.
Yeah, no, for sure.
But he needs to set up in order to get those crazy reads going, and right now the momentum is on Skittles' side, at least in the early going of his first start.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like ApolloKage is trying to find finding more boxing options, not relying on those grenades too much. Doesn't want to get caught up in a lot of that shenanigans that Youngwit can really get going here. Because as we can see right there, getting that back air, starting to put some pressure. Oh, went for the C4 stick, not even able to get it. But Skittles still off to a hot start, got 137 so far. We'll see if he can find a way to get rid of the stock soon, or if he's just going to continue to struggle to get that kill.
Skittles' pressure in that corner spot was so good, and he was so confident in it. He just kept doing his projectile thing while standing on the C4, because he knew there wasn't enough time for ApolloKage to press the button. He just knew what to do.
I don't think that up air is exactly what killed Skittles there. I think that was the bomb.
Oh, on the magnifying glass?
Yeah, I think he had a bomb in hand.
I've killed a Banjo with his grenade before like that. It's pretty silly.
It really is. It's such a wild scenario. But man, right now, I mean, it's definitely working out for ApolloKage, because after getting that stock, he now has a pretty solid percentage lead. We'll have to see how Skittles can find his way in. I mean, Skittles is doing a really good job kind of landing these projectiles and then just getting a whole bunch of aerials, getting some jabs going in there. So we'll have to see how he continues to push this advantage state that he's got built up right now. Both just kind of dancing around, throwing projectiles back and forth.
Yeah, the pace of this match between these two characters particularly, it'll go really slow for a minute, and then one of them will find an opening, and then they'll just explode.
Oh, you're absolutely correct, and it's insane how it works between these two. Right there, we're going to see a down air. We're going to see what type of situation it can lead to. The Nikita, not going to be enough there, but it will be right there. No, whoa, beautiful DI so far. And the third time is a charm, as ApolloKage is going to go up 2 stocks to 1 in this game 3.
The Nikita is Thanos. It's inevitable. There's no way around it.
Yeah,
especially for young.
Right. Yeah, I think you're right there. But yeah, no, ApolloKage is continuing to build up this extra credit, just this pressure he's putting onto his third stock. 70% so far, not going to get the shield break, but that was getting a little close.
Yeah, that would have been a good time to maybe put out like a delayed forward tilt, like do the first one and then really wait on the second one, just to see if you can get the poke.
Oh, for sure.
Now it's ApolloKage's turn to slow things down, because he has so much of a lead. No need to rush.
Yeah, you're right. He doesn't have to rush with anything. The other side of it is just that, like, as much as Skittles would probably want to advance, he's got to be careful. He's at 82%. We have Snake almost at full rage. If he finds a bad landing from Skittles even once, or just an anti-air, never mind, gonna be able to get that up air. I was gonna mention the up tilt, but the up air is actually what's gonna close that out. ApolloKage with a solid 2-stock lead in that game 3.
Off the casually dropped grenade behind him. Man, what an insane conversion from AK. Looking super nice going into game number 4. 2-1 lead in his favor. I don't really think we're going to see a run back to the Pokemon Stadium unless I am told to eat my words by Skittles. But no, that game has just looked so good, or that stage has just looked so good for Snake in both of those.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. I mean, you said it. PS2 is Snake's stage. That game 2 was definitely a lot closer, and then game 3, ApolloKage has got the engine moving. He is all oiled up, ready to just put down some damage. I don't know how Skittles is going to be able to stop him if they don't go to another stage here. Maybe they're going back to, is it Town City?
Town would make a lot of sense. That was the air quotes neutral start where they ended up.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But yeah, no, we're going to be getting into Town and City here. And as mentioned before, with Colonies, I know he's a big fan of this Town and City stage. Skittles is also a big fan. I know he wanted to go back to that PS2 because he wanted that win. He felt confident enough to be able to take that game 2. And he wanted to try and prove it in that game 3. Unfortunately, just not going to work out. And you know what? Sometimes it happens. Go back to what you're comfortable with. And with Town and City being on the menu here, we're going to have to see if Skittles can find a way to just absolutely turn it up.
And now this is the final destination portion. This is exactly what you want, right? The disadvantage of Snake can be very tricky. Like, obviously the grenade comes out so fast that it's disruptive in the disadvantage. That's like Snake's only tool in the disadvantage. So on the final destination portion, if you're a character or a player who just has a really optimized punish game, you can actually just take him to church with some of these opportunities without platforms.
I mean, well, speaking of being taken to church, it is Sunday, and Skittles is putting down the pressure. Yeah, right now ApolloKage struggling, not gonna be able to get that forward air, which he probably would have wanted. And now we're in a weird scenario here where ApolloKage is off stage, sitting at 140, and just 27% only on Skittles. He is looking really good right now. Just looking for some sort of option to close out this stock. You don't want a Snake living too long. It's just really terrifying right now.
If Snake gets Snake gets skills to about like 75%. That's actually really scary. Like one more neutral win, and then this can be really bad. But okay, you tried to overextend a little bit with the back air there. I mean, I don't blame AK for going for that back air in that position, because if he got the right timing down, it would have brought him a spot to Nikita missile, which also would have been lethal. But Skittles just was not fooled by the cross-up and just waited for it. And it looked really silly in retrospect, but I think AK did have a plan in mind. Skittles didn't bite.
Yeah, no, for sure, for sure. Yeah, speaking of that plan, like, Apollo definitely looks like they have tried something they're trying to get going, but I think this stage just caters to Young Link and Skittles' game plan so well that it seems like a big struggle here. We do see a little bit of something going on now, but like, I don't know if it's going to be too late. It seems like Skittles has just got so much momentum behind them that I just don't think they can be slowed down right now.
It is never too late for Snake until he is in the blast zone on the third stock. It's my opinion on this character because he's crazy.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And really, like that. This is the day one Snake, right? Is throw them off the stage, hit them with a Nikita missile. That plan will always work, as long as you can just get them off stage enough times. There's certainly win conditions for Snake here, and like the rage just only makes Nikita more scary.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And you know, I'll see your faith in this character and see if we can find a way for ApolloKage to turn this around. But right now, it's looking like we might be seeing a game 5. I know it's a little early, but Skittles has just been on the offensive nonstop, just having a lead like the whole game.
He needs to get the stock on this final destination portion because this is like why he's here.
Oh, that grenade was so beautiful.
That grenade was too disruptive here. And oh, that parry on the platform. This is the 75% window, but again, the back air. Just a little bit off the mark on the spacing of these back airs. And Skittles not falling victim to them. That may be the difference in this going to game 5 or this set being over.
Yep, let's see what happens here. Both these guys kind of dance around. ApolloKage just turning around slowly on the stage, on that platform there. I don't know if he's just looking a little lost or just like a weird input or something, but the up tilt once again going to come out and take that stock. We got 89% separating the two, and game 4, ApolloKage is going to want to close this out. You do not want to deal with a game 5 situation against Skittles.
That's true. He's been in that spot many a time. Both these players actually are now bracket veterans where they've been in those game 5s. ApolloKage #1 in St. Louis, Skittles #1 in Nebraska. Both of them trying to push forward for their respective regions here in this Midwest clash of titans.
Ooh, big scenario right there. Almost getting the double fire arrow into an aerial. But, I mean, right now, and that's the crazy thing is you now got a full rage snake. What a parry! That was going to be able to turn into the forward smash. I'm sure my mic cut out a little bit there. Wow, that was beautiful. Woo!
Just when you needed it, the parry comes online for Skittles. He was not fooled by any of that. That's just understanding win cons, right? That's from bracket experience versus snakes. It's like we talk about how Smash is a game of tempo, and the tempo of when a snake wants to press an up tilt can be different. Like you know they all want to press up tilt. That's a fact.
Right.
We talked about how dumb that move is because it's really, really good. The tempo of when a snake is going to press an up tilt is something you have to learn over the course of the set. And that's a really important parry, not only just because it brought us to game 5, because now AK needs to think about that in game 5 and he needs to change his tempo.
Yeah, it's definitely a scary thing though. When you're up, you've got that game point, and then your opponent just finds a way to push game 5. Like it's weird because like, yeah, you were just up, you kind of had the lead, everything was working for you, but now your opponent has that little bit of extra momentum, and it could be all the difference going into this. And we're going right back to Town and City too. Very interesting pick. I don't know how I feel about this, but you know what? ApolloKage was looking pretty good in that final stock. I thought I was going to eat my words earlier, so we'll see if he can find a way to turn this around. But Skittles was definitely on fire.
Yeah, the momentum certainly on Skittles' side going into this game 5, but ooh, okay, the double pogo.
Yep, trying to go for it again. Not going to get anything out of it. Trying to get the hero spin, and ApolloKage just going to kick him in the ankle and say, hey, man, get the hell out of here.
He down tilt to forward smashed.
Yeah, I think that was a misinput.
That's a little Galaxy Brain. I talked about how Galaxy Brain AK is. But that's maybe just a tad too much Galaxy in that.
It was so Galaxy Brain, it looked a little awkward and kind of dumb. But you know what? he's still doing pretty well here. I mean, he's got 123, but both characters are in kill positions. We'll have to see if ApolloKage can find a way to kind of close this out. Because, I mean, yeah, once Skittle gets that momentum going, getting you off stage, it could be all he needs to close out that stock.
You're pretty much always going to be at a percent disadvantage on the same stock as Snake versus Young Link in this matchup. But now, of course, Skittles does get the clutch. He finds the up air, moves him one stock closer to making it into winners finals here at this tournament. Okay, be careful at town platform. You can't be careful on Nikita.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much you can do with Nikita, especially with Young Link, whose pretty much main recovery option is just using that up B. It kind of just becomes a little too linear, but, you know, good enough for the Nikita to take it out. But, man, wow, what a nice little string from ApolloKage, just trying to get a bunch of damage racked up. Not going to be enough to actually really get it going, but still, it's enough to put Skittles on that top platform, just waiting for something else to go off of.
Oh, okay, Skittles almost made AK look like a fool. I thought he had a crazy combo going, but then all of a sudden he just got turned around in a minute, and now, ooh, this is a bad spot to be in. The direction of the air dodge will help out a ton.
Yep, and there we go. Gonna be able to get back to stage. I mean, that was definitely a very scary spot to be in. I don't know if Young Link has any crazy enough aerials to destroy the Cypher at all, but, I mean, good
probably
enough.
Just forward air. And
yeah, that would just be the second hit, right?
You probably need both. It probably won't be the second hit by itself.
Gotcha.
If I had to guess, I don't claim to be an expert in the matchup.
It's okay. You're doing better than
I don't claim to be an expert in most matchups. While we're going on the record there. Ooh, trying to take a page from Raven King's book with that Tomahawk jab, but not fooled as Skittles, and ooh, putting on pressure with the upbeat onto the platform. Everyone's staying alive there.
Oh, wow. Young Link went in with that turnaround up tilt just to get up tilted, I think, twice by Snake. What a situation to be in.
With a quick forward throw, it's so hard to DI correctly to react in time to DI correctly when Young Link does that forward throw, because it's just so fast. Having a quick throw like that is so useful.
For sure. But right now we're seeing the final stock situation in game 5 here. We're seeing that early percentage lead from Skittles, got 65% onto ApolloKage, but now you're dealing with a little bit of offense from Snake. You got to be careful because, like we mentioned before, once you get Snake gets some of that rage going here, those explosions start to hurt a little bit more. But it's just a matter of can he get anything going, and Skittles just continuing the absolutely impressive offense here.
Barely alive by the seat of your pants is AK. Let's see if he's got one last gambit in him to take this final stock. Gotta be careful of that up air. Ooh.
Gonna be able to get back to this stage, no problem, but he's got to deal with this onslaught of aerials and projectiles that Skittles is just throwing out here. The boomerang, he's going to be able to get past that, no problem. A couple of nairs, just looking for a way to end that stock. Oh my God, he's dancing with the devil, and that's going to be it as Skittles finds a way to close it out in Game 5. Moving on to the winners finals. Woo!
What a crazy, crazy end to that set. Skittles looked to... That's kind of the thing about Young Link, though, right? Is when you don't get one of those crazy Twitter combos, you just got to scrap. And while you're scrapping, the Snake is just building up rage, and that just brings the tension of those last stock, last hit situations so high in any Young Link set. But Skittles will find it with the quick boots, the neutral air. Will seal the deal. And guys, let's check out a couple of replays. I believe we got coming up some Red Bull replays of that very exciting winner semi set.
Yeah, man, there's just a lot of patience, a lot of projectiles being thrown all over the place, but I promise most of it was calculated. These guys were definitely on top of their game, trying to beat the hell out of each other, and boy, did they do that.
Man, AK almost got like a Twitter combo to end it. He landed like grenade to forward air, and he just missed the last hit of the forward air, and he could have just, or he landed a, neutral air, and he could have chained that into a forward air off the side. It would have been insane. Okay, this is the end of game 1 here.
Yeah,
just catch the double jump.
Yep. Gonna be able to get that forward air going. That is one of Young Link's most lethal options. And man, Skittles definitely put that on for display today as we see another stock being taken from that forward air.
But then the answer right back. That's AK. He really did answer back every time one of those stocks just like disappeared. That's one of Snake's strengths, right? You know, the big boots, the up tilt, so good. Just being a quick answer right back. I find it's rare to like see too much extra credit go the way against Snake, just because his kill potential is insanely strong. And that parry, man, that parry turned the momentum the entire set around.
Absolutely. That parry was so beautiful and so crucial too, as it turned, like you said, everything around, allowing Skittles not only to win game 4, but to push forward and win game 5.